Boom! What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Monday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at another beer from Weathered Souls Brewing Company down in, I think they're in San Antonio, Texas. I've done a couple of reviews for their beers before. I know I did one on the Player Haters Ball where they teamed up with Mortellus. And there's been a few other ones. I know there was this Costa Rican coffee stout that I did from them. So, but I've never really experienced a fruited sour from these guys. And today we finally have that opportunity because we got one here called Peaches and Cream. It's a piece like it's a Berliner Weiss style sour ale, but just because it says peaches and cream doesn't mean there's only peaches and cream in this. I think they added a few more things to kind of make this thing an absolutely delicious fruited sour. So I'm pretty damn excited. I've had some pretty good experiences from stuff from Weathered Souls before. So I'm expecting some really, really nice fruity flavors, kind of getting that creaminess coming through, of course. Maybe having a little bit more tropical fruit puree in there to kind of enhance those peach flavors, I think, too, as well. But I'm expecting this to be pretty damn creamy. It's only a 6% ABV when it comes to alcohol, so definitely is in the realm of being sessionable. So this is one of those beers where you can probably have a few of them and enjoy it. But, of course, whenever we're drinking this kind of style of beer, there's always a few pointers that I want to kind of give people when it comes to drinking fruited sours or fruited Berliner Weisses or anything with a good amount of fruit puree in there, just because there is a good chance that a little bit of fermentation and a little bit of CO2 could still possibly happen inside of the can, because a lot of the times this kind of style of beer is going to tell you to keep it refrigerated just because of the amounts of fruit puree in there. And so when you buy it from a liquor store or a bottle shop, bring it home, put it right in the fridge again. Try to drink it sooner better than later. And of course, when you're taking it out of the fridge, give it a couple rolls on the countertop, just because if it starts to settle, a lot of the puree will start to settle on the bottom. So when they're putting it into the can, it's pretty suspended in there. But after it sits a little bit, all the heavier stuff, which is the puree, will start sitting at the bottom. So they suggest rolling it on a countertop every once in a while just to kind of get the stuff moving. And then one thing I like to do specifically is when I'm bringing it to where I'm going to be drinking it, I like holding the can upside down, just because all the stuff was now at the bottom is going to start moving through the top and kind of helping you get a nice even pour whenever you decide to pour it into a glass. But sometimes, depending on the can and all that stuff, you might notice that there might not be a little bit of a give when it comes to squeezing the cans. So this one has a little bit of a give, but not much. But I'm going to take precautions because I've had a few experiences recently to where I open a fruited sour and they get a little bit foamy and start gushing on me. So I took a little bit of precautions today. I have a towel over here, so I'm going to open this thing over a towel just to be sure. I don't want to cause a mess, so that's what I'm going to do right now. So let's crack this thing open and see what we get on the nose with this one. Okay. Ooh. Okay, we're in a safe spot. We're not looking at a bad spot. There's a little bit of... Looks like they filled this one pretty high, because the moment I opened it, it's kind of pouring. It kind of went above the fill mark. So I still should be able to get a nice even pour through this one, hopefully. So let's pour this thing. I'm going to kind of do it safely, so let's pour it. I'll give it a smell on the nose after I've poured the first little bit of it into the glass, just for a little bit of precaution. But yeah, a little bit of carbonation, not too crazy, but I don't think this was like really, really heavy on the fruit when it comes to stuff that you expect from like Drecker Brewing Company and all that kind of stuff. But let's give this guy a smell. I just poured a little bit into there, so let's smell it out of the can. Yeah, getting hints of passion fruit, pineapple. Not really getting a lot of peach, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm expecting the passion fruit's going to help with tartness. It'll give it a nice little... I wonder if I don't think there's any guava in there to kind of give it a bite, but I'm just really kind of just expecting a lot of tropical fruit flavor in this one, to be honest, just because tropical fruits do help enhance peach flavors, and this is definitely hopefully going to have some creaminess to it. But as you see, as I poured it, has a nice kind of almost golden kind of color. Almost the color of a pineapple specifically, so which is really nice. But this definitely looks like it has a more of an effervescence kind of to it, maybe a thinner, more bubbly mouthfeel, I think. Just because there may have not been a lot of lactose they added in there, or maybe they didn't go too crazy with the fruit puree to kind of make it like a pastry sour. I don't think that's what they were intending to do with this one. So it's all poured, ready to go. So So let's give this guy a try and see what it's all about. So, cheers, everybody. Happy Monday. Yeah, it's a lot tartar than I expected, to be honest. Definitely getting that passion fruit coming in. That's giving a lot of the tartness. Passion fruit definitely up front on the flavor. I'm sure there's definitely a little bit of a creaminess, but it's definitely more of like a more thinner, lighter body to it. Has a nice kind of bubbly mouthfeel, very very effervescent. Overall, yeah, it tastes pretty good. I don't know why they call it a peaches and cream, to be honest, because that's not really what I'm getting. There's definitely, you can see it in my eyes. My eyes kind of just squint a little bit, just because there's the tart flavors from the passion fruit, I think, coming through really really nice in there. But overall, not really getting a lot of peach. I'm gonna be completely honest here. So, with them calling it a peaches and cream kind of beer, of course, what it shows on Untapped is it says peaches and cream, but then you look in like the actual link to the Untapped page, it says peaches and cream and everything in between. So I'm wondering if this is kind of that same kind of realm. So maybe they weren't trying to just make it a peaches and cream flavor. What I'm thinking, when they see everything in between, they probably were telling you right there that they added a lot of other tropical fruits in there, maybe some more lactose, maybe vanilla and all that kind of stuff in there. But I don't know. On the can itself, it seems like it's marketed as a peaches and cream, but if you look at Untapped, it definitely says more like it's a peaches and cream and everything in between. So that's definitely interesting when it comes to that aspect of it. But let's look over back here at Untapped, and let's see if we can try to find a similar beer to this one off of Untapped's similar beers list. So whenever you go on a page for a specific beer on Untapped, most of the time there will be a small list of similar beers to where you may be able to look through these ones, find something that's available near you, and you may be able to drink one of those and possibly get a similar experience to this one. So let's see what Untapped is showing as a similar beer for this peaches and cream. So let's see. We got a couple breweries here that I'm well aware of, because I've seen them kind of show up on a lot of similar beer lists, to be honest. Like we got the Swipe Ripe from Dry County. I'm not really gonna mention that because I've already talked about that. We got one from Heavy Reel Brewing Company called the Thick, which is a THYYK. It's a Triple Island Hopping. It's a fruited sour, passion fruit, pineapple, tangerine. Sure, that may be similar. We got one from SJ Brewing Company, which is their small batch special peach cobbler. Maybe that one, I think that one's going to have a lot more peach flavor, the cinnamon sticks, and kind of creating that cobbler kind of flavor, even though it looks like a thinner fruited sour, is going to be more of that peach realm, when this one is just more passion fruit, tropical fruit kind of situation. So I don't know if I consider this one similar. When it comes to just the name and how the profile should be, sure, the small batch peach cobbler one from SJ I would definitely put up there if this tasted like a peaches and cream fruited sour. But it really doesn't. Definitely getting a lot more tropical fruit flavors than the peaches, and definitely a little bit of creaminess, but the peach flavor on here is almost minuscule to not really getting much at all. So let's see what else we got here. We got one here from Pillager Rue called No Colonel Sanders, You're Wrong. I fucking love that one. I've seen that one come up a few times, but this is a pineapple and blood orange puree with Himalayan sea salt. Almost will give you kind of flavors of like a fruited goes kind of situation. And then we got one here from Wiley Roots Brewing Company. This one looks like it's one of their like ice cream kind of style sours, when it looks like because a lot of times when you brew a beer, you can actually make it into ice cream. That's a lot of breweries do that. So this one is called the Tropical Fruit Lady Ice Cream, which if you look at that page on Untapped, it looks like they turned it into an ice cream, probably added it with made ice cream out of it. So it's only 10 seconds, probably a really, really small release. And yeah, the flavors in that may be similar, but it's going to be an ice cream. So to be honest here, it's going to be tough. I'm leaning towards this one from Pillager Rue, which is the No Colonel Sanders, You're Wrong, because the sea salt's not really going to play a big part of it, but I think the pineapple is definitely going to play a part in there. The blood orange is definitely going to have citrusiness to it, which you could definitely tell there's a little bit of citrusiness in this one. Either that or, to be honest, this S&J. So yeah, I'm going to be completely honest here. Even though it's not, this one doesn't taste like anything when it comes to like heavy peach. You may get more of a peachier kind of cobbler kind of situation with this SJ Brewing Company beer. So this one's tough, to be honest, because a lot of these have little aspects of being similar, but most likely will not have similar flavors. So when it comes to getting something with passion fruit in there, because that's what I'm really getting up front, there's a lot of breweries out there that make kind of thinner fruited sours. Let's see. There's a bunch of them out there, but I know it's not going to be in the realms of something like you get from Drecker, 903, 450 North, RAR. You're not. This isn't going to be in that same realm like that. Wiley Roots definitely does have some other fruited sours. When it comes to finding something with passion fruit there, I think that'll be pretty easy to find. So Wiley Roots would definitely be a brewery to kind of keep it out for when it comes to trying to look for a beer similar to this. I know a lot of breweries out there do make fruited sours with heavy passion fruit during the summer. So you just kind of got to look around. That's my biggest recommendation. I know there's a lot of people around here that have local liquor stores or bottle shops and all that stuff that carry a decent quality and like a decent variety of stuff. So that's my biggest recommendation really, with to find something similar. Just go to your local liquor store or bottle shop and try to find a fruited sour that's a little bit more on the passion fruit kind of situation, because to me that's what I'm getting heavy of. And this one, even though it's delicious, I understand that it says peaches and cream on the can, but with Untapped it's saying peaches and cream and everything in between. It doesn't really say that on the can, so it kind of is a little misleading, but overall this beer is pretty damn delicious. And of course, the description of this beer kind of tells you everything that's in there. They say it's an American sour with peaches, passion fruit, pineapple, bananas, marshmallows, lactose, and vanilla. So the marshmallows and vanilla might be getting that creamy kind of sweetness coming through. Of course, you're getting the really nice kind of tart tropical fruit flavors from the passion fruit, and then kind of getting that pineapple banana thing to help enhance those tropical fruit flavors. But to me, the peach is like the smallest amount of, like, I'm barely getting any peach. That's the only thing that's upsetting about this one, is the peaches and cream on the name, and peach is the least amount that I'm tasting, which is a little bit upsetting. Even though this beer is absolutely delicious, it's kind of deceiving when you look at the can. So that's my only really gripe with this one, to be honest. But let's look back here on Untapped and see if there's anybody of my friends who's checked this one in. I don't think there is, but we're going to go through the global ratings here in a sec, because let's look here and see. Like I said before, it's a 6% ABV, so I would definitely consider this in the realm of being sessionable. And with over 441 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.06 out of 5, which is pretty good. So this is definitely something that people are enjoying. I'm enjoying it, even though it's kind of a little deceiving little beer. But overall, I think the flavors are still pretty damn good. So let's look here at the global ratings, see what other people had to say. So this person gave it a 4 out of 5. This other person gave it a 4 out of 5, saying over fermented but shockingly good, super peachy, which I'm not getting any of that, to be honest. I'm definitely just getting like the passion fruit tartness coming through. I'm not really getting any peach at all. Maybe it's a different batch that he has. Let's see what else we got. A 3.75. We got a 4.5 year purchase off Tavour, which is how I got my hands on mine. Unfortunately, this is not one that I got two of. A lot of the times when it comes to fruited sours I'm buying on Tavour, I'm usually only buying one of them if I have the option, just because I know my father isn't really a big fan of this kind of style of beer. So let's look here. We got a 4.75 here. We got a 4.25 check-in. Okay, so this guy gave a 3.5, saying, okay, another explosion. I certainly cannot be the problem here. And he purchased off Tavour. I've noticed the past few beers I've gotten off Tavour have kind of, when it comes to fruited sours, I've had a couple experiences to where they have kind of bursted on me when I try to open it. It kind of sucks. I wonder if this guy had it explode in transit. I'm not sure. It all varies on how the people shipping the stuff kind of handles it and all that kind of stuff. They maybe are not keeping it refrigerated. I don't know. But there could be a bunch of different factors in with this one. Let's do two more here. So this guy drank his at the Hunter's Ridge Golf Course, which looks like it's in Marion, Iowa, I think that is. But it says he purchased it at the 10 and 2 Coffee Bar, which is in Bonner Springs, Kansas. I wonder if he brought this along for a little bit of a little golf outing. And he gave it a 3.75. And let's do one more here that has another 3.75, saying giving bonus points because it was old and that was my fault. Still very drinkable, but guaranteed it was better fresh. So he gave it a 3.75. So he might have let that one sit a little bit too long. Who knows? But the flavors in this one are still pretty damn good as well. I know I let mine sit a little bit, but overall I think the flavors are still pretty damn good. So with all that being said, let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings over here on our end with this guy. First off, before I do in the can art and all the other stuff like that, I'll give it kind of like a tartness rating for you guys. It's definitely some tartness. It doesn't have like a barrel-aged kind of sour tartness, that more like that wine fermented kind of tartness. So I'll give it like maybe a 3.75, maybe a 3.75 out of 5 for tartness. There's definitely that nice tart zing to it that to me would be perfect for a nice warm summer day. So this is definitely something that fits in for summer, in my opinion, because tartness is always something that is really refreshing when it's really warm out. So yeah, 3.75 out of 5 for tartness for me. But let's see here. Let's look at this can art. Didn't really give it a lot of like up front just staring at it because, okay, so right here it says peaches and cream. There's nothing on here that says the everything in between kind of situation. So if you look at this right now, you would think this is a peaches and cream sour ale, which doesn't taste like it at all. So I like the way they market it. If it tasted like a peaches and cream beer, I love the peach on there. I love when breweries take advantage of putting the fruit on there when you're specifically making a certain kind of fruited sour, just to kind of give people a heads up of what they're going to be drinking ahead of time. And I really like the background when it comes to colors. It's almost trippy, has that almost 70s kind of look to it. And of course the Weathered Souls logo is on the side right there. And then they kind of give you a little bit of a description with the ABV, what's in there, all that kind of stuff. So overall, can art is nice. To me, it just bugs me that it says peaches and cream. It's promoted as and marketed as a peaches and cream beer when it doesn't even taste like peaches and cream at all. So if they would have put the everything in between on there, sure, I may have been able to give it a little bit of a better rating. But with it just saying peaches and cream on there, I think the marketing on this beer is not my favorite, just because it's kind of deceiving. So with that being said, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 for can art. Even though I would have probably given it like a 3.75, almost a 4, having it say peaches and cream on there and having it not taste like a peaches and cream kind of beer at all, to me the advertising on that is kind of just not right. So 2 out of 5 when it comes to can art with this one. So let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight over at Weathered Souls Brewing Company, would I get another one? To be honest, on the flavors that it is now, that's what we're going for right now. When it comes to just be enjoying this one and kind of just not ignoring the fact that it says peaches and cream and it doesn't taste like peaches and cream, sure, yeah, I would get another one. I'm definitely enjoying the taste enough to where I would get another one of these. It's definitely refreshing, definitely has enough fruit flavor in there that for me to enjoy it. Not too crazy on tartness either. So yeah, flavors are good. I would probably definitely get another one of these if I had the opportunity, even though if it tasted like peaches and cream, it'd give me more of kind of that want of to get more. That would possibly get me to the point where I'd probably get a 4-pack to bring home if it was a strictly peaches and cream kind of beer, but it's not. So with that being said, I think this one would have gotten a higher rating if it was labeled a little bit better when it said, if it had the peaches and cream and everything in between, and then possibly put a little bit more on the can art. I think it would make my final rating on this one a little bit better. But even though it's a delicious beer, I have to factor in all that doesn't taste like a peaches and cream beer, and that the marketing on this beer was kind of off. So I think with that being said, I'm going to give this one a solid 7 out of 10. It would have been higher if it was marketed correctly on the can, because the flavors are fantastic. I'm really enjoying the flavors on this one. But to me, the calling it a peaches and cream beer and not having it taste like a peaches and cream, not really getting much peach in this at all, kind of upsets me. So yeah, 7 out of 10. If they would have called it something different, I think it would be a lot better. But overall, the beer's nice. So if you're looking for something that has loads of tropical fruit flavor, if you want to maybe think your palate will get more peach, go ahead and give it a try. I'm not sure if this is available at Weathered Souls right now. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Beer's on tap. Okay, it doesn't look like that they showing any of the beers on tap right now, so that's kind of upsetting. But oh well, it is what it is. So with that being said, yeah, I think 7 out of 10 is definitely going to be a solid what I'm going to be rating this one. It definitely would have been a little bit higher if the marketing was better. I'm gonna be completely honest. The marketing is what kind of upsets me the most about this beer. Even though it tastes fantastic, they could have just called it something else and not just said peaches and cream, because it doesn't taste like peaches and cream at all. It just tastes like a nice kind of passion fruit forward, tropical fruited, nice and tart fruited sour. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But other than that, I think that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live during the review. I don't think I have reviews planned for tomorrow or maybe like a day or two after that, just because we're gonna be brewing again at the brewery again, and then we have to start getting ready for Fib Fest coming up this coming weekend. So I may get like 1 or 2 more in this week. I'm not 100% sure, but just keep an eye on my Instagram and all that kind of stuff for updates on more reviews that are going to be possibly coming in this week. So, of course, shoot me a follow on Instagram if you want to find out when the next reviews are coming, because that's where I'll post all the updates. Of course, you can see my Instagram as well when it comes to updates at the brewery, when it comes to us doing more beer releases, or just shenanigans of me posting on my story during the brew days and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to get a little inside peek at that, follow me on Instagram. And of course, you can shoot me a follow on Untapped. You guys hear me talk about Untapped all the time. It's a fantastic platform. You can check in beers, get badges. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers. It's just a really, really fun time. So if you want to shoot me a friend request on there, link to my profile is down in the description below. And of course, if you want to support me, the main place where you can support me other than YouTube is over on Patreon. Over there, I do craft beer giveaways monthly of Illinois exclusive craft beers. So depending on what tier you join, you may have a better opportunity to win some beers that are available in my neck of the woods that may not be available near you. So take that for what it is. It's a really cool opportunity over there. You can get your hands on some beer. Plus, it would help me out greatly because it's helped me get some money in my pocket and also get some more reviews out to you guys, and plus possibly get more beers for giveaways and all that kind of stuff down in the future. Plus, I have been planning to do like a Discord when there's a little bit more people. I'm working on merch, glassware, coasters, koozies, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to have the opportunity to get that stuff, Patreon is going to be the best option for you. So the link to that is down in the description below as well. But other than that, I think that is again what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Thank you everybody who's going to be tuning on the replay as well. You guys are fantastic as well. And I'm in this like I always do before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see y'all next time. Cheers.